The world will make you think that every blessing needs to be financial. So you start to underrate the gift of life, family, health, and peace of mind. Welcome to episode 4 of Curate My Life, Work and Wealth. Work-life balance in this industry is strange. Coming from a girl who has worked a 9-to-5, transitioning to full-time content creation felt like freedom. Freedom to work on my own time, on things I actually wanted to do, and literally getting paid to do what I love. But with that freedom came guilt. I felt like I had to grind to make up for the fact that I wasn't struggling anymore, and the fact that people had it harder than me, and I felt like I had to earn my rest. This week I'm diving into what work-life balance looks like for me now and how it connects to my financial health and goals. Last week I shared how I lost my passion for gaming and streaming, and I just want to make a note that I'm not quitting. I'm just reevaluating how I want to do it now. And I've been really enjoying doing this lifestyle content, so I'm just letting myself evolve with my interests. Lately, I've been asking, where do I see myself in 5 years? And what would I do if money weren't a factor? These questions have helped me get clear on what I truly desire and where my passions lie. This week, I had the honor of working with Call of Duty on a campaign for season 4. Sponsorships like these are one of my income streams, and I wanted to show you guys the behind the scenes of how it all works. Right now, I don't have a management agency. I've been approached by a few and I haven't really found the right fit for me yet. And for now, I'm comfortable with negotiating my own deals and learning as I go. I've also worked casually with an agency. Shout out to Natalia, who's helped me with a few contracts and has really given me a good sense of what to ask for and what I'm worth. And here's how it usually works. Brand or the agency reaches out with a list of deliverables, sometimes a proposed rate, or they'll ask you what your rate is. Know your worth. If they've reached out to you, they see the value in your content, so don't sell yourself short. Early in my career, I definitely offered lower rates just because I was excited to work with a brand, like, you know, it's your first sponsorship or your first deal. But the truth is, these brands, they have the money, they have the budget. Always ask for theirs and shoot your shot, shoot for the stars and leave room to negotiate. The worst they can say is that it's over budget, and the best thing they can say is yes. For this card campaign, I worked with an agency hired by Activision. I had an initial briefing call, brainstormed some stream ideas and captions and content, submitted my ideas for approval, and then I also even got out of my comfort zone and did something new, which was like a live get ready with me on my Twitch for the sponsored stream, which was super fun. I feel like anything that comes my way now that I'm really uncomfortable with, I just run full force at it, because the more I do it, the more I'm just reaffirming to myself that I can do it even if it scares me. Anyways, I like to deliver everything pretty quickly when it comes to sponsorships, contents, edits, captions, everything, because it creates less stress and it builds a good working relationship. Once the campaign wraps, usually the brand will follow up for analytics, which is why engagement matters so much. So if you've ever interacted with any of my sponsored content, thank you so much. You make more of a difference than you know. And it's also a reminder that engagement is currency, and this sponsorship came at the lowest point of my career. So trust that you're always being seen, even when you think no one is watching. So this week I streamed about 4 times, including the sponsored stream and filming for Qurate. I've been really intentional about resting when I want to and not feeling guilty about it. Past Qrissy worked hard so that present me could enjoy, and honestly, if anyone was in my position, they would want to just rest and enjoy the fruits of their labors too. So it's a luxury that I get to enjoy right now. I don't want to force myself to be busier. I think that comes naturally when I pursue what I love, but stepping away from like this hustle mindset has been so freeing. Still, I know I can't live like this forever. To maintain the lifestyle that I want to achieve, I need to keep on working for it and money provides that freedom. It gives you options, it buys you time, and that's all I want. Complete financial freedom and stability. Now, my relationship with money hasn't been easy because I grew up not having much at all. I grew up around financial instability and hardships and saw how money was the root of all our problems. And so I grew up thinking that money was evil. Even though my parents always made sure that I had the necessity, that scarcity mindset followed me into adulthood. I've been working since I was 15. At one point I was working 2 jobs to save enough money to leave New Zealand. I bounced in between jobs in my early 20s until I finally took the leap into content creation full-time in February of 2021. I used to be very irresponsible with my money. I was very much YOLO with it. Detrimentally so. And I've come a long way since then, and I'm still learning. Now it's kind of the time to get very serious about budgeting, saving, investing, and setting financial goals that support the future that I want. What does financial freedom mean to me? Financial freedom means never having to stress about necessities, rent, bills, groceries. It means being able to bless the people that I love. My top 3 financial goals are big ones. I've always wanted to retire my dad and pay off my parents' debt and fund my parents' lifestyle and own a home. Those are pretty much my big 3. These are the steps that I've taken and am taking to get me towards those goals. Number 1, clearing debt. First thing I did when I started making consistent money was pay off my student loan. That was around $16,000. I dropped out of university after a year and it became accruing interest once I left New Zealand. I had no job at that point, no plan when I left New Zealand. And when I finally got a job and started working, started putting money towards it. I hated the idea of owing money, so I was working a full-time job as well as streaming on the side. Once I was able to save up 2 months of paychecks from doing both of those, I was able to pay off my student loan in full. And I vowed after that moment that I would never ever put myself into debt again. And I've kept that promise. I am blessed to be debt-free. General living expenses. This is the foundation of what I think financial freedom is. It's not being worried about the basic necessities. I live in a dual income household with my partner, so we share the responsibility of keeping our household afloat. I am just so grateful for, because as things have slowed down for me over the year, I definitely would be struggling a lot more if I was doing this on my own. So I'm very lucky in that sense, but this is the time to start setting up our future self for financial stability, because nothing is guaranteed. If we lost everything tomorrow, would we be able to land on our feet? How can I start budgeting, saving, increasing our income to help our future selves? Budgeting, saving, and investing. This is the start of my budgeting journey. I was very much a let's not look at the account and hope for the best type girly growing up. And with the financial goals that I want to achieve, I need to get a little bit more clear on where everything is going. I do keep an eye on my account, you know, every day. I don't really spend carelessly, or I would much rather spend my money on an experience than anything material. I think having a spreadsheet and writing down everything will give me a better look on where I can adjust my finances. So I'm excited to start my journey with you all. So right now I'm just budgeting, tracking my spending, and building an emergency fund, which is 6 months worth of living expenses. I do have a super fund that I contribute to every single month, but I am wanting to expand in other investments too. Number 4, taxes. Being self-employed means that I handle my own taxes. I built a little spreadsheet that tracks all of my income as well as my expenses. I can go into more detail about business expenses if you guys are interested in that as well. I don't know anything about doing my own taxes when I first started out as a content creator, and even now I still don't know like everything that I could be doing right. I really would love to speak to other creators on how they go about their taxes and stuff. I've heard some wild things. yeah, I have a spreadsheet that I put all of those details at the start of every month for the last month, so I can keep on track with all my taxes. And it also gives me an idea of what I'm expected to pay for the financial year. And then lastly, financial goals. After the bills have gone out, tax money, emergency fund, I then put what I can into my financial goals, which is providing for my parents and saving for a house. I send money to my parents, and my partner and I put a percentage of our pay into a savings account. And I just want to bring this back to the initial quote that I started this Qurate video with. If you have your health, family, friends, and peace of mind, you are blessed in all the ways that matter. And should this all be taken away from me, I will never be in a position where I don't have a roof over my head, clothes on my back, and food in my stomach because of the people who love me. And I am forever grateful and privileged for that reality. I hope this has inspired you to get organized, to get yourself financially educated, and to have the courage to keep chasing your dreams. I wish a life for all of us where we are financially free, to have our basic needs met without having to struggle for it, and to live freely. I am working for that life and more, so thank you guys so much for being on this journey with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye everyone.